Hello students, welcome back to your literature class. Today in this class we will be dealing with the remaining part of the lesson, Matilda Can Do Magic. I hope all of you are with your textbook. See page number 67 and paragraph 29. Miss Honey was silent for a moment. She did not think Matilda meant a lie. It was more likely that she was simply following her vivid imagination to run away with her. Okay, children, really Miss Honey hasn't believed that Matilda is lying. Then she thought that it is the imagination of Matilda. Then she asked a question. You mean you are sitting where you are now? And you told the glass to topple over and it did. She also inquired that whether she was sitting at the place where she was sitting at that time while doing the magic. Okay, then she also asked whether she asked the glass to top over and it has done or not. Something like that, Miss Honey. Yes. If you did that, then it is just about the greatest miracle a person has performed in a long time. Then here, Miss Honey said that if she did that, then it is the greatest miracle. I did it, Miss Honey. It is extraordinary, thought Miss Honey. How often small children have flying so fancy like this? She decided to put an end to it as gently as possible. Could you do it again? She asked kindly. Really, children, this Miss Honey thought it is the imagination of Matilda and she wants to put an end to her imagination. And she asked Matilda to do this magic once more. Okay, she kindly requested her to do the magic one more time. I don't know, Matilda said, but I think I might be able to. Miss Honey moved the now empty glass to the middle of the table. Should I put water in it? She asked, smiling a little. Okay, then what did Miss Honey do? She put a glass in the middle of the table and asked Matilda whether she has to put or whether she has to pour water in it. I don't think it matters, Matilda said. Then Matilda replied that it is not a matter of worry. It doesn't matter. Whether water is there or not, it is not a matter. Okay, very well then. Go ahead and tip it over. Then Miss Honey ordered Matilda to tip the glass. It may take some time. Then Matilda replied that all of a sudden she cannot do it. It will take time. Take all the time you want, Miss Honey said. I am in no hurry. Miss Honey replied that she is not in a hurry. Matilda can take her own time. Matilda, sitting in the second row, about 10 feet away from Miss Honey, put her elbows on the desk and cupped her face in her hands. And this time she gave the order right in the beginning. Tip glass, tip. And where was this Matilda sitting? She was sitting in the second row. It's about 10 feet away from Miss Honey. Then she put her elbows on the desk and cupped her face in her hands. And this time she gave the order right in the beginning. Tip glass, tip. She ordered, but her lips did not move and she made no sound. She ordered, but she didn't make any sound. She has given the command in her brain or in her head. Okay, she simply shouted the words in her head. And now she concentrated the whole of her mind and her brain and her will up into her eyes. Then what did she do? She collected all the power of her brain and focused on her eyes. And once again, but much more quickly than before, she felt the electricity gathering and the power was beginning to surge. And now she concentrated the whole of her mind and her brain and her will up into her eyes. And once again, but much more quickly than before, she felt the electricity gathering and the power was beginning to surge. And the hotness was coming into the eyeballs. And then the millions of tiny invisible arms with hands on them were shooting out towards the glass. And without making any sound at all, she kept shouting inside her head for the glass to go over. Okay, what did happen? She collected all her power of brain and focused on her eyes. When she collected all the power, her eyeballs become hot. Okay, and she did it more quickly than before. At that time, she felt the electricity gathering and the power was beginning to surge. What is the meaning of surge? Move forward suddenly and powerfully. She saw it wobble. And at that moment, she saw the glass wobble. What is the meaning of wobble? Move unsteadily from side to side. She saw it wobble, then it tilted, then it toppled right over and fell with a tingle on to the tabletop. Here tingle means fell with a sound. 12 inches from Miss Honey's folded arms. Miss Honey's mouth dropped open and her eyes stretched so wide you could see the whites all round. She didn't say a word. She couldn't. What was Miss Honey's reaction? Really, she was shocked. She stunned. She became just like a dumb, right? Then Miss Honey's mouth dropped open and her eyes touched so wide. You could see the whites all round. Only the white part of the eye is visible. She didn't say a word. She could not speak. She couldn't. The shock of seeing the miracle performed had struck her dumb. Who is a dumb? A person who cannot speak. Now she is just like a dumb. She gaped at her glass, leaning well away from it, as though it may be a dangerous thing. And she gaped means she stared in surprise at the glass, leaning well away from it now. She understood that to touch that glass is a dangerous thing. So she leaned away from it. Okay. Then slowly she lifted her head and looked at Matilda. She saw the child white in the face. Her face was pale, as white as paper, trembling all over. The eyes blazed. Her eyes were bright but glazed, staring straight ahead and seeing nothing. Actually, this girl is looking straight, but she is seeing anything. She is in another world. The whole face was transfigured. Her face has changed in a very beautiful way. The eyes round and bright, and she was sitting there speechless. Matilda also sitting there speechless. Miss Honey waited, trembling a little herself and watching the child as she slowly stirred. And for some time, Miss Honey waited and she watched the child and she slowly shook her. Stirred means shake her. And then suddenly click when her face into a look of almost angelic calm. Suddenly, Matilda came back from her thoughts. I'm all right, she said and smiled. I'm quite all right, Miss Honey, so don't be alarmed. She assured nothing had happened. She is all right now. You seem so far away, Miss Honey whispered, awestruck. Why did Miss Honey commented like this? Really, she means that Matilda had been involved in the act of performing magic, and she seemed to have transported into another world. Okay. Oh, I was flying past the stars on silver wings. Matilda said it was wonderful. Then what reply did she give? She replied that she was flying next to the stars. Okay, on silver wings. She replied that she was flying next to the stars on the silver wings. Matilda said it was wonderful. That experience was really wonderful. Miss Honey was still gazing at the child in absolute wonderment. Now also this teacher is in wonder, and she looked at this child in wonder, as though she were the creation, the beginning of the world, the first morning. Then she stared at the child as if she was seeing the vision of the first day of creation. It went much quicker this time, Matilda said quietly. Then she said that she had done it very fast. It did not take much time. It is not possible. Miss Honey was gasping. I don't believe it. I simply don't believe it. What is the meaning of gasping? Then catch her breath with open mouth. Now also she is in wonder. So her mouth is open. She told that she cannot believe that. It is impossible. She closed her eyes and kept them closed for quite a while. What did she do? She closed her eyes and kept them closed for quite a while. And when she opened them again, it seemed as though she had gathered herself together. When she opened her eyes, she calmed herself and controlled herself. Would you like to come back and have tea at my cottage? She asked. And Miss Honey invited her for having a tea. Oh, I would love to, Matilda said. Good. Collect your things and I shall meet you outside in a couple of minutes. Okay, pack your things. I will be waiting outside. You won't tell anyone about this thing that I did. Will you, Miss Honey? And she also requested Miss Honey not to reveal this thing to anyone. Wouldn't dream of it, Miss Honey said. Here, Miss Honey assured that she will not tell this thing to anyone. She will preserve her secret. This is how the story ends. How was the story? I think you have enjoyed it. Okay, children, now you can do now we can do the textual exercises. Question answers will be sending through WhatsApp. Here, the main grammar topic that we have to learn is coordinating conjunctions. What do you mean by conjunction? You know that conjunction is a word that is used to join two sentences. In your lower classes, you have learned about conjunction. But so many conjunctions we have learned. Now let us see what is a coordinating conjunction.
Drank some water, for I was thirsty. Here, for is the conjunction which is used to convey the reason of my drinking water. Let's see next. He was tired and hungry. Here, and is used to convey the two feelings, tiredness and being hungry. Let's see next. I can't whistle nor can I sing. Here, nor is used to convey that I do not know how to whistle or how to sing. Let's see next conjunction. Jay studied hard but he couldn't clear the exam. Here, but is telling even when Jay worked very hard, he wasn't able to successfully clear the exam. Let's look into the next example. Do you want tea or coffee? Here, or is used to offer two choices. Either you have the choice of drinking tea or you have the choice of drinking coffee. I ran fast, yet I came last. Here, yet is used to convey that even if I ran fast, I couldn't come at a good position and settled at last only. I was hungry, so I ate the food. Here, so is used to convey that as I was hungry, I had to eat food. Now, to remember these conjunctions, what will we do is we will get the first alphabet of the conjunction with the conjunction which is used in the sentence. F is used for, A is used for and, N is used for nor, B is used for but, O is used for or, Y is used for yet, and S is used for so. Now, if we read the first character of all this sentence, it becomes fanboys. So, you just have to remember this word fanboys and you will remember all 7 very important conjunctions.
Yes, coordinating conjunction will join two sentences and make that sentences equally important. Children, now let us do exercise A. Underline the two clauses in each of these compound sentences and circle the word that join them. In the first sentence, one example already given, but is the coordinating conjunction and which are the two clauses. This sum looks difficult. Then is actually quite straightforward. Okay, same way you can do. Second one, Kenneth went into the kitchen and came out with a plate full of samosas. Okay, which is the coordinating conjunction? Yes, and. Then underline the two clauses. Kenneth went into the kitchen is one clause. Then which is the second one? Came out with a plate full of samosas. That two clauses you can underline. Then third one, you could buy tickets at the museum or try online, which is the coordinating conjunction or. Which are the two clauses? You could buy tickets at the museum as one clause and try online as another clause. Then fourth, the painting is rich and has a lovely mix of colors. Coordinating conjunction is and. You can circle it and pick out the two clauses. The painting is rich, has a lovely mix of colors. These are the two clauses. Then fifth one, I couldn't solve the puzzle, yet couldn't stop trying, which is the coordinating conjunction, yet. Which are the two clauses? I couldn't solve the puzzle is one clause, couldn't stop trying is another clause. The film was too long, but we stayed till the end, which is the coordinating conjunction, but. The two clauses, the film was too long, we stayed till the end is another clause. Exercise B you can do as homework. Then in the lesson we have seen some movement words like wobble, tiltle, topped, trembling, surged, stirred. So with that clue words, you can do exercise A as homework. Complete these sentences with the correct forms of the correct movement words. Okay, one example. It has been such a still morning that even the leaves have barely stirred. Okay, remaining 5 you can do as homework. Now we can write compound adjective. You know that we use compound adjective to describe nouns not in a one word but in fewer words. Okay, here example is given steel rimmed. Same way you can do exercise B. Well known, slow moving, life threatening, then brand new, absent minded. Okay, then children, there is one writing part. If Miss Honey is telling this story, she may begin this way. Already one paragraph is given. You have to read that paragraph and you can continue the story and complete the narrative. First, you can write in your rough book. After that, copy to your notebook.